All right, I want to get more on this story now and bring in SABC News foreign editor Sophie Mokoena to give us the very latest on the ground. Sophie, a very good morning to you. So we've been reporting that a number of South Africans appear to have escaped the ambush. What more are we learning?
We know that there are some South Africans that are not accounted for, and currently the Department of International Relations has kind of beefed up its mission in Mozambique to ensure that reinforcement is able to bear results, in a sense that they will be able to rescue those who are still trapped at Palma. But also we know that the president yesterday had a meeting with the security cluster. It is not clear what was the final decision in terms of whether there should be evacuation of South Africans who are still trapped there, and if so, when. Because the challenge there is that even though the Mozambican government tried to assist people who are trapped using helicopters, the insurgents are attacking or are shooting those helicopters. Therefore, it is very difficult to evacuate those who are still trapped there. We know that even the United Nations mission tried very hard to assist. They did arrive at the town, but going out was a problem because you know that a convoy of 17 cars was attacked, and only 7 cars were able to leave the place. The rest were attacked, and 3 of those cars were completely destroyed. That is why yesterday the death toll in terms of people who suffered during that or lost their lives during that attack was at 7, but it is not clear whether the number is going to go up, and those people who have been killed, who are they? It's very difficult to identify their nationality because you have these different countries having their people there.
Yeah. We are learning that Mozambique's government says that security forces are trying to restore calm in Palma. What's the latest reporting from that area?
Yes, they have deployed, but clearly these insurgents are well armed. We are told that they always get military or armament supply by sea, and apparently they were well armed with sophisticated artillery. That is why they were able to do such a huge damage. Unfortunately, the Mozambique government has always indicated that they are in control, but they are not in control. I don't know whether it has got to do with independence or the territory where they don't want interference from other countries, where they keep denying when they are battling. And the sad thing is that the recent incident, Palma, it is near the border of Mozambique, of Tanzania. And Tanzania is worried. Tanzania has indicated previously that it stands ready to assist Mozambique, but Mozambique has declined to accept that offer of assistance from Tanzania. I'm sure the same with South Africa. I mean, South Africa, we are neighbors with Mozambique, and that is why now we're talking about South Africans who have lost their lives, but some of them are still trapped there. We are told it's almost 200 South Africans there, and we haven't gotten any information of those who have survived. Where are they and what are they doing? Because even the communication tower has been blown up, and there is no way you can communicate with people on the ground. And I don't know, Mozambique is just delaying, and clearly they are overwhelmed. America tried to offer assistance, they declined. France did the same because Total is a French company, and unfortunately they have refused assistance. There are reports that Ukrainians who are using planes from Russia are on the side to try and help, or they will be flying to the area. So we don't know how far true are those reports. It is very difficult, but what we do know is that, yes, there are South Africans who have died, there are South Africans who have survived, but it is very difficult to get hold of them and speak to them. Their families are so scared to speak, and it's understandable because they can easily be victims.
What about the African Union? Have they reacted to the latest incidents in Mozambique?
Not yet. Maybe today we'll get some reaction. But, even yesterday, the whole day, this thing started to be making rounds in the media circles, particularly on Friday. There was no word from SADC, no word from South African government at that time, no word from AU at that time. But yesterday in the afternoon, the Department of International Relations issued a statement to say they are reinforcing the mission in Mozambique. And also there were reports that the president spoke to the security cluster to get information in terms of what's happening. But from the continental body, nothing. From the UN, nothing. From SADC, no statement. We don't know. Maybe today they will suddenly wake up, because now this story is big. It's a big international story. It has attracted international headlines. No media house or broadcaster or network is not carrying that story. It is a huge, huge story.
No doubt, a big story, and by many accounts, a complicated one at that. With regards to what are we learning in terms of what is at the heart of these latest attacks, what information are we getting with regards to that?
It is always a fight for resources. That area has been identified as the area with oil, and wherever there's drilling and finally they find oil, you are bound to have these conflicts. If you look at the continent in general, where you have oil, there's always a conflict, because you have the communities there who are being neglected. These multinational companies arriving there, drilling and getting that oil, selling the oil, making millions of dollars or billions or trillions of dollars. Communities left idling and in poor condition. The same applies to mining on the continent, including South Africa. Even on issues of oil in South Africa, you have these multinational companies getting these licenses to mine the minerals under the ground, or the oil, or any important precious commodities in the country, leaving the communities living around those areas very, very poor. So then these insurgents and these groups, they come, they speak with the communities, they promise the communities they'll help them to fight for their rights, and you end up having this kind of conflict. I think the African leaders must stop this greediness of allowing multinational companies to just take the mineral wealth of Africa and the oils and everything without ensuring that the African people do benefit. They must start with developing those communities. Yeah. Secondly, beneficiation must happen in the continent. We cannot continue to send raw materials out of the continent. They come back, they are 10 times the price, while we have lost. Secondly, these multinational companies, they do benefit when there's these kinds of conflicts, because then you can't hold them accountable. They can take whatever they want to take, because there's no monitoring, there's no demand for them to make sure that in terms of taxes and whatever they have to pay, they do it, because there's no system. And therefore, I think it is said that in 2021, after so many years, the Organization of African Unity was established, and now the African Union. African countries still have to experience this. You don't see these things in other regions. You won't see this kind of situation in Europe, where there's mining or there's oil, or China or America. But Africans must always die for what belongs to them.
It's a developing story. We have a number of eyes on this story, and as you can hear, our editor as well as our correspondents in surrounding countries are working their sources. So stick around, I'll get you the very latest on this channel. SABC News Foreign Editor Sophie Mokoena, as always, thank you very much indeed.